is Juanita Perryman, and I'm going to tell you my story in regards to having lupus. I found out actually on my 18th birthday that I have lupus. I went in a couple days before because my leg was burning and it was swollen. I hadn't hurt myself or anything. I just figured maybe I had been standing on it too much at work. Went in, found out I had a blood clot that had burst, and they gave me an IV, kept me in there for a couple days. When they discharged me, the doctor came in, he said, you should follow up with your primary care physician, and it looks like you have lupus, and walked out. I didn't really give it too much thought. I had never even heard of lupus. So I said, okay, and I went on with my life. I didn't even give it a second thought. And then fast forward to 2007, I got pregnant, so that was a red flag for me to, let a doctor know that, hey, they say I have lupus. I don't know if that makes a difference when having a baby. The doctor didn't even offer to do an ultrasound before she was saying, let's schedule an abortion. And I asked her, why would she just assume I wanted to do that? And she said, because women with lupus should not have children. The reason being is because generally the mother dies during labor or the baby is stillborn. And that it generally causes more stress on your body as far as your lupus. It'll flare it up after that. So we took the special precautions for me to have my son. Everything was fine. I had no problems, no symptoms of anything after I had him until about 9 months later. I woke up one morning and I couldn't move my legs or my arms. And I panicked because I was by myself with my baby. Once I got to the hospital, the doctor just said that I was overexerting my body with all the work that I was doing, and that I was just having a little lupus flare, which is normal. He gave me some prednisone and sent me on my way. He said take the medicine for about 7 to 10 days and I should feel better. So I did that. I did feel better and went on with life. Went to work, and after a while I started to notice my back was hurting really, really bad. I mean, really bad. But I'm not one to complain, especially for something as minute as back pain, and I had to work to take care of myself and my son. So I never said nothing. I just kept going to work, doing what I needed to do. About 6 months later, it started getting really bad. I mean, like, when I wasn't at work, I literally had to sit in a recliner and just not move at all because my back hurt any other kind of way I tried. I mean, my spine was killing me. I couldn't do anything. So I finally said, you know what, I can't take it. I drove myself to the ER, had my mother come with me. They ran some tests. The doctor comes in and he says, your kidneys have completely shut down. I mean, completely. I don't know what happened after that. I woke up the next morning and I had a catheter in my chest. That morning, the doctor comes in and says, don't panic. I guess I was coming out of whatever medication they had me on. He said, don't panic, but I want to let you know we have to start dialysis this morning. So these marks on my chest, when you have lupus, it doesn't like anything foreign to go inside your body. So when they would put the catheters in, they would just stop working. So in 2010, I had 13 surgeries, all just trying to get the catheters to work. Every time they would put one in, it would last for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks tops, and then they would have to take it out and put in a new one. And they just wouldn't work. So after a while, they decided to go ahead and put a fistula in my arm, which is here. I just had dialysis today, actually. And with the dialysis, my lupus went into what they call kind of like remission. They say it's called a slow disease. That's when your lupus is not active. I felt better lupus-wise, but then the journey of being a dialysis patient really began. I lost a lot of weight. I started, I had gained a lot of weight from the prednisone. I mean, it put on like 62 pounds in like 4 months. And then doing the dialysis, I lost 93 pounds in about 5 months. So I had blew all the way up to about 331 pounds, and now I'm down to 216 pounds. The dialysis did enough around me as far as like with the nausea, and then still some aches and pains, things that you have to get used to. But what happened is with lupus and dialysis, they don't go hand in hand. You would think that one would help the other because my kidneys have shut down because of the lupus, but in the dialysis it's helping keep me alive because of the kidneys not working properly. But my lupus had started to flare up again, and I started to lose my teeth, and ended up having to start losing my hair. The fatigue is still there, obviously, now because of, on top of the lupus, the dialysis drains you really, really bad. What I can tell you is they told me I wouldn't make it to C28, and I've cold blue 4 times now, and I'm still here. And for whatever reason, I guess God's not done with me yet. It gets scary. I often struggle with feeling like I'm just existing because nobody will hire me now because they consider me to be a liability, so I'm permanently disabled. I mean, no place will hire me, which is okay, you know, because I really do need to just focus on being here, you know. But being 29 and having this happen to me, it was an eye-opener. It really just teaches you to not take life for granted and to do everything you can to be healthy. And I don't know, I felt like I should record this for people that feel like they're alone, like they don't have a voice. Just to tell you that all things are possible. You need to stay prayed up. You need to do whatever you need to do to feel better. I am a believer in doing whatever is going to work for you. So if medication is not the route for people with lupus, then you learn your body. That's the best advice I can give you. For me, I know, like with the prednisone, that's something that I can't take on a daily basis. Prednisone is one of those things that I kind of have to take it in doses that they would give you if you were in the ER, where they give you, you know, an amount for about 7 days and then wean yourself off. Any more than that, it blows me up and it puts pressure on my heart. So I can't do that. And then the Plaquenil, that's where your joints, it works, but I find that I don't need it all the time. I need it certain times of the month, and then that's it. Life is hard, but it's nothing that we can't get through. And I just wanted to let you guys know you're not alone. And if you have any questions in regards to how I'm coping or how you should cope, if there's something, you know, maybe you're just starting dialysis, or I can let you know about the transplant process, which unfortunately for me, I don't qualify for a transplant. The reason being is because the lupus, I went through the process to do it, and the doctor, he came back and he honestly said, we could do it. He said, but the reality is if your body rejects the kidney, you'll be 10 times worse than you are now. And because my health has declined the way it has, it's not, it wouldn't benefit me to put my body through that when I'm okay. It's hard doing dialysis 3 days a week, but it keeps me here. I have a 6-year-old son that I love to death, and I need to be here for him. So I make it work. So that's my advice to you guys. Make it work. Do whatever you have to. And when you feel like you can't, know that you can. Okay? Anybody that just needs a friend, wants to talk, wants somebody to listen to them, feel free to find me on Facebook at Lanita Cookie Perryman. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good night.